coaching is something that in my life I have seen unique at Axelerant. I didn't have that sort of enablement given to me at other places.
Having a mentor has brought about a certain level of vulnerability. There was a lot that I was holding back upon in discussions, whether be it my personal or my work life. It's helped me bring out perspectives that I never reflected upon.
I was not so sure of what I could do, what I could achieve before I joined Axelerant. And that's again to do with the coaching bit, letting you know that you can be what you want to be. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to fit into a box. It's a journey of actually discovering yourself, to be honest, and realizing your potential.
I feel at ease with my own self after every coaching session. So every time you are, busy doing your daily course and, you're almost always thinking of the to-dos and the all the work that you have to do that is there on the table. It has to be completed. But amidst all the chaos, amidst everything, when you have someone to talk to and that someone is genuinely helping you understand your situation and gives you a better clarity of where you are and where you would want to go eventually, I think it helps in a great way.
I do not know answers to anything. I didn't even read the questions.
Who are you? What do you do at Axelerant?
That is not the first question.
Okay, I can see your eyes. What next? यार पहले भेज दिया करो ना ये क्वेश्चन, हम थोड़े तैयार हो क्या करेंगे, किसी ने मुझे बताया भी नहीं.
Okay, go for it.
क्या?
I've forgotten.
Who are you? I'm nobody.
And what do you do?
Nothing.
How do you think the presence of coaching has kind of become the differentiator for Axelerant in terms of employees being so happy working here?
Interesting question. Let me get my thoughts. Having someone whom you can go and talk to and who's not your reporting manager, with whom you feel safe, with whom you feel not being judged, easy, and you know that the other person has your best interests in their mind, it opens up a space where I can be myself. And every time I have that space, that also gives me different perspectives to look at myself from a non-judgmental space and see what I can do better, where am I going wrong. Because a lot of time people don't even admit their mistake because they fear judgment. They have a fear of somebody ridiculing them, being shamed or judged. So even if they have a little bit of idea where they're going wrong, they would not even talk about it because it may have repercussions on their appraisal, on the kind of projects they get, the kind of quality work or not quality work they get, or promotion, etc. But here is one person, your performance coach, standing here or being there with you, whom you can reach out anytime, who accept you exactly the way you are, who do not judge you, who listens to you completely, and while listening to you, they're completely with you. They're not looking at their phone or they're not looking at other Slack messages. They're completely non-disturbing. How many people get such people, even if their life, leave aside office do not provide those environments. Having such a person brings a lot of ease. Having such a bring takes away anxiety, pressure, stress, and when all these are gone, what is left is calmness, joy, happiness, and that innate strength to work towards building yourself as a better, maybe an engineer or an employee. Also, when these people say, I'm taking an example of engineers, when these people work on a client project and when these people are happy, their interaction with the client side, their engineers, their TAs, their PM, have that kind of acceptance of hearing other point of view also, because they're aware they have been listened by that way by their coach. So they go and pay forward that way. They listen to other people. They're more accepting of criticism also. They're more accepting of feedback also, and they come back and discuss. So that also brings a certain kind of a flow, which makes it easy working with clients also. And I think that is also one of the big reasons that our clients are very happy with our people. You look at the NPS scores, it's 9, 10 out of 10. It's amazing. And the kind of feedback we get from engineers, they're so easy to work, they're so competent, they're so good at listening, they're always available. So all these things are coming because people are happier than who they have been earlier.
How did coaching make its way to Axelerant culture?
Yeah, so I've been first-hand witness of coaching myself. Way back in 2009 timeframe, I went through a coaching lessons, exercises with the Performace coach, especially focusing on my leadership skills. And I saw the kind of questions, the kind of introspection, reflection that I did at the time, and how it helped change few things for me. And since then, I've always believed the power of coaching and how it can really empower a lot of people. So I always had that in mind. And so when I got the opportunity to bring change and bring that into Axelerant, I brought it up to the leadership team that we should really look at performance coaching, and especially because we are running remote, we need the connect, and coaches not only just act as somebody who's invested in an individual, they also act as a glue, or would act as a glue to the culture.
Why did you make a choice to integrate work and coaching? Why not just hire people therapists?
Interesting. So, yeah, let's look at the coaching and therapy are two different things.
No, as in, like, if I were to hire a life coach, why would I take a Axelerant life coach versus an outside? Like, why not just let people be like, okay, this is your coaching benefit, like you go hire a coach or whatever.
Yes.
So why like this in-house entire
This
department?
integrated system, why does it work?
Integrated, like why? What is the benefit of this to the company and to the people? I want to know your perspective, like why the choice was made to have this in-house coaching team.
Okay. So initially, I was the only coach for 5 years, and 2 years back we brought 2 more coaches, and now we are 4 actually. For 5 years, I was the only coach, so I was talking to everybody. All these years of working, these 7 years, have helped us figure out and crack certain formulas. Not just for personal coaching or professional coaching, how does it fit in the organization also? So when an employee enters the organization and there's an onboarding phase and there is a induction process happening, the onboarding of Axelerant culture starts from there. It's a 6 months process, and we bring multiple conversations. Some are group conversations, some are one-on-one conversation, and we help them onboard in this culture so that they have they're completely submerged into it. And this onboarding culture of 6 months help them be more successful within Axelerant, within their role, as it helps them understand the ways of Axelerant, how things are done, how communication are done, whom they can reach out to. So it is not just the operational part, it is a human part also, which is integrated.
How's the coaching framework developed over time, over the years?
Yeah, I think it's been because, one, Mridula has been extremely invested from the time she came on board. There's been a lot of mistakes we've made during the course, but that was the whole intent, right? This kind of concept was unheard and untried in our context at scale, right? So there is a lot of mental health professionals that come in post the fact, or if something has happened. So they're not invested in the entire journey of an employee or a professional in any organization. So that is what I truly believed I wanted to, sort of change, bring it from day one. And in terms of coaching framework, because Mridula has seen the lens from individual to team to leadership, we were able to kind of look at issues more from a high, like a 60,000 foot view, and see where we need to plug, what are the gaps that are coming about, where we need to plug as an organization, where we need to support each other. And that has helped us tremendously over the years. And I think, we have a great coaching team. There's a lot of wisdom behind the years of experience that they have, and they've been able to really empower our team members significantly.
What does having performance coaching bring to the table for a corporate firm like Axelerant?
So the way I've seen it unfold is, as a person moves up a career ladder, I think it's beautiful to build leadership abilities, because as you move up the career ladder, it's a great blend of technical and leadership, come behavioral skills. I think where a coach comes in is to equip people with handling the human part, because you understand that organizations are just not brick and mortar, and it's just not buildings. They're people who work with organizations. And how do I go ahead and work with people better, work through people better? And I think that's primarily where our work comes in the context of performance coaching.
What does it take to be a performance coach at Axelerant?
Is it a qualification or the mindset you're talking about?
You tell me. I don't know.
Currently, the performance coaches we have are all ICF trained. That's a gold standard for coaching across the world. I think the foremost important thing to be a performance coach is the ability to listen effectively and being present. Third, building people. Building people is very important as a performance coach. Helping people, not giving solution, helping people find the solution by empowering them, by bringing more insights to the people, and not giving them a certain direction or an answer to their query.
The way coaching has been a part of the company for a while, like, does that represent something to you as a company for Axelerant? Let's say when you were, say, joining, did that make an impression that this might be a good place to work for because it has coaching?
So interestingly, and I've said this repeatedly, that when I was looking out for a role, I was looking out for a role of a coach, either as a performance, a career, or an executive coach. And I couldn't find an organization that was offering a role, and Axelerant was the first one that I came across on LinkedIn. And when I applied to Axelerant, the entire set of conversations that I had really wanted me, created in me a desire rather to work with this organization, because I could sense, that alignment. When I started to work at Axelerant, I think I loved the freedom that Mridula brought in and gave us, because she's been there for a long time as a coach at Axelerant. And there was a sense of freedom that we could go in and apply our coaching practices in the manner that we were comfortable in. So that is another thing that really, what would I say, this kind of made me connect a lot more with Axelerant. And the team members, I think when you talk about culture, they've been overly welcoming right from the beginning. It's been, I think, something that I've talked about again repeatedly. Ever since I came into the organization, when we had our first coaching conversations, it was just an amazing openness that I received as a prospective coach at that point in time. Over a period of time, as a function, we've been able to develop a structure as well as keep this blend of flexibility. So when we go into a coaching conversation, we're able to say, hey, we have this. Is this something that you would like to work on? Or there are many times that a team member comes and says, this is what I want to talk about, this is what I want to do, and we are open to going in that direction. So that blend of flexibility and structure really shows me that as a coaching function, we are really moving forward. It's a lot of work since the past 2 years.
Has coaching at Axelerant been a rewarding experience for you so far, and why?
Yes.
Professionally.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So yes, because I'm currently coaching a segment of Axelerant, which is all quite young. They're into the work environment, let's say, for 2 to 5 years. In certain cases, it's their first job. And getting that kind of think through help, or that safe space where you can talk without judgment, has a different kind of high, even for me. I've seen the difference. Because when I'm coaching someone with 20 years of experience, there are lots of things that are sorted out, but there's still more that can get sorted out. Whereas this is like a building block. You're starting at ground level and you're building on it. So it's too early to say how much, but the very fact that I'm going back to the same people again and again helps build it. So I'm seeing that building. I'm seeing it getting built.
Do you see the impact that you are having at Axelerant?
Very uncomfortable to answer that question. Very uncomfortable to answer the question. And honestly, the only way that I can say I have seen that impact is when team members themselves have come back and told me about it. That a certain thing, a certain discussion has helped them move forward. And it's very surprising because this will happen about 6-7 months after the conversation, and they'll say, we had this conversation about this, and then I started doing that, and I will be like, okay, we had a conversation about that. And that's the point of coaching, because in coaching, it is what the coachee takes from that conversation. So from my perspective, the conversation might be different, but they have gathered something that is meaningful to them and they've taken that forward. And at those points are the only moments of confidence that I have that my work is truly valuable.
What's the end goal here? Like, what are you building? You're gonna have 500 people.
Yeah.
So, like, in such a fast growing company, what are you looking to build as the kind of master of culture of this company?
Two things. I'll first talk about people centricity. From people, I'm building towards a workforce or a team of people who are more aware, who are more conscious, who are self-aware, who are socially aware, and we get people with a lot of high EQ, by the way. So we have people who are equally high with EQ, also emotional quotient, also the emotional intelligence is high. That's one. From the organization perspective, a culture which is rich, which is warm, which is safe, which is welcoming, where people feel they are safe and they can grow and they have multiple opportunities to grow. A solid culture like this can shift a lot for people. There are people in Axelerant who have shared stories of how things have shifted in their life, in their work, in their health, in their financial structures, in other areas of life, just because they are a part of this organization. And when I say this organization, it is not just because they're a part of a remote culture. They are a part of Axelerant culture, how it has transformed things for them. I want to bring, I don't know if there's an end goal or not actually. I think it is infinite. I'm into infinite game. Every person coming to this organization, I want to bring this culture to them and bring this experience to them, that this is also how work can be done.